Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the Ray-Ban RB 4374 sunglasses. But first, I'd like today's video sponsor our own website, shadereviewstore.com. The absolute best place to buy designer sunglasses, up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, the website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. Let's go ahead and pop the sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 56mm lenses and a 19mm bridge. These frames are only produced in the one single lens size, so there's not a larger or a smaller lens size when it comes to this pair of sunglasses. Now our hinge to hinge distance here is going to be 140mm, so a great standard size here. And these frames have a more squared off Wayfarer styling to them, and they also have removed the metal kind of like classic Wayfarer metal accents here, which again kind of modernize the pair and make the pair look a little bit more sleek here. Moving down to the outside temples of the frame, we can see raised Ray-Ban logos here in both the left and the right hand side, but on my exact pair in particular, it's really done sloppily. So the way that Ray-Ban actually produces these frames is they actually take the nylon temple and then they etch around where the logo is going to be impressed. And here we can see it's very sloppy and very ugly, and it's even worse here in the other temple, and it looks really bad. Now, if you're looking at these frames from 6 inches away, it's really hard to notice. It's not going to be that noticeable, but if you do look at them up close, it looks really, really bad. But of course, they definitely pass the 6 feet test. Nobody's going to see that when you're wearing the pair of frames. But having it be so sloppy here just shows that Ray-Ban doesn't really pay attention to these small details. Now, this pair of frames actually is made in Italy. I thought it'd be made in China by looking at the build quality, but these frames are made in Italy. They say Ray-Ban made in Italy here in the inner right temple of the frames. And here, if we take a look at the inside left temple of the frames, we can see the exact color code information and model number there. Now, I'm sure a lot of you own this pair of frames and you don't see any imperfections on your pair of frames. This could just be a 1 in a million pair. This could be a 1 in 1,000 pair or 1 in 10 pair. There's really no way of knowing without me getting my hands on 1,000 pairs, and I'm not going to do that, of course, for a review. And even still, maybe it's one batch of 1,000 had the issue, but the other thousands that exist, I don't have the issue at all. So it is what it is, but I can only speak to my exact pair that I personally have in my hands here, and I would say that is very disappointing. The hinges on these frames are really interesting. It's kind of like half metal, half nylon here. So you have a metal bottom part of the hinge, and then the top part of the hinge is just going to be a nylon material with a metal screw that runs through it. So it's definitely going to create a weak point on the frames. I haven't heard of too many people having issues with these breaking, but because nylon is extremely strong material, but there is definitely not a ton of space for the frame to kind of move before it is going to snap if you do put some bend on these frames or if you sit on these frames. So I would definitely be a little bit cautious with that. I definitely would have preferred a full metal hinge on this pair of frames for longevity purposes, but either way, these hinges feel really good when open up and close them right out of the box. Very nice and substantial, have a really good feel, and they're going to kind of hold the adjustment. If you give it the shake test, they're not going to move at all, which is really nice. Now, as far as the frame material goes, like I said, these are nylon frames and they do look really good, and nylon's going to be an injected material, but there is not going to be a lot of feel here between the two different pieces of the injection. So I can feel a little bit of that injection line here on the temples, and here on the front, I can feel just a little bit something here, but Ray-Ban definitely did a really good job in polishing that down. A lot of the Chinese frames that are nylon have issues with that being sharp. These feel relatively smooth. I'm very impressed with them. It almost gives you a nylon impression at first until you know what to look for, and then you can definitely see and feel the little rim from that injection. So nylon is a good material. It's going to help make these frames lightweight. These frames come in at only 30 grams, so they are very lightweight. You can wear these frames all day long without any discomfort, but they actually still do have all glass lenses. So these frames have crystal lenses, which is going to offer very good clarity, and they're also going to have very good scratch resistance as well. So it's really nice that they have crystal lenses. It's going to help make the frames last a long time with the good scratch resistance, and of course you're just going to have superior clarity as well. The exact colorway that I'm wearing in today's video have their black frames with their classic G15 all glass lens. It's just a high quality, good neutral kind of green-gray lens here. Definitely nothing to complain with that, and they also do sell these frames in a ton of different colorways as well, so definitely keep that in mind. If we take a look at the front of the frames, you can see a little painted on Ray-Ban logo there for authentication purposes. Then we can also see a little etched RB logo here in the middle left corner of the lens as well. That's going to be found in every pair of authentic frames. As far as coverage from the sun goes, these frames are going to offer pretty decent coverage from the sun. So here up top, we can see a little gap to let sunlight in unprotected. And here on the sides, I would say there's maybe a little bit smaller than an average size gap, so that lets sunlight in unprotected. It's not the most practical pair of frames, but definitely you can still wear these frames all day long and you shouldn't have too many issues. Now, as far as pricing goes, a non-polarized pair like the pair I have in today's video is going to run you $151 directly on Ray-Ban's website. And if you do opt to get a polarized pair, it's going to run you an extra $50, coming in at $201. And that's definitely a very expensive price to pay for a pair of frames that are made out of nylon. So if you do buy a pair, I definitely recommend buying these directly from Ray-Ban's website themselves, and definitely make sure to check them out. And if they do have any imperfections, I would definitely return them. Ray-Ban's website does have free return shipping, and to make sure you get a perfect pair. And I'm also going to be selling the exact pair that I have in today's video for a really great price on the website, because they do again have that flaw there. But they definitely, like I said, they pass the the 1 foot test, the 2 foot, the 4 foot test. It's just something that if you do notice it, you can't kind of unsee it. So if that bothers you, and you're paying $200 for the pair, I definitely would not be happy with that. But if you can get these frames for a really cheap price, maybe it's not quite as big of a deal. But overall, I think it's a really good looking pair of frames. Just kind of simple and modern and nice, just a kind of classic, almost kind of a mix between the original Wayfarer and the new Wayfarer. Definitely streamlined design with the no metal accents here, and the nylon frames are going to be relatively durable and very lightweight as well. Plus the all glass lenses. It's overall definitely a decent pair of frames. Well, let me know what you think about this pair of sunglasses in the comment section down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you own a pair? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very interested to start a conversation there. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video just like this one to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you all so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.